It was meant to be just another appearance in a long list of promotional performances. But what unfolded on stage that night would go down as one of the most haunting and dissected moments in Eurythmics history. The venue was packed. The cameras were rolling. The stage lights hit with precision. And then Annie Lennox stepped out, not as the fiery pop icon audiences had come to expect, but in a pale suit, her face expressionless, her movements deliberate and cold. The performance took place during the 1984 televised broadcast of The Tube, a popular British music program. Eurythmics were scheduled to perform Here Comes the Rain Again, one of their most melancholic and atmospheric tracks. But this version was not the polished, radio-friendly rendition listeners knew. It was slower, colder, more stripped down. The arrangement was minimalist, focusing heavily on Lennox's stark vocals and Dave Stewart's restrained instrumentation. Lennox didn't smile. She didn't move to the rhythm. She stood almost entirely still, her eyes fixed ahead, conveying an unsettling sense of distance. The audience fell silent, not because of awe, but because the energy in the room shifted. What was happening was unclear. It was performance, but it wasn't entertainment in the conventional sense. Something in the delivery hinted at inner tension, even conflict. Rumors started immediately. Some claimed Lennox had received distressing news prior to the broadcast. Others speculated it was a statement against the commercialization of their music. There were whispers about label disputes, creative fatigue, or personal issues affecting both Lennox and Stewart. The duo never gave a full explanation. When asked in later interviews, they dismissed speculation and emphasized that every performance was designed to be different. They were experimenting. That's all. But insiders said otherwise. Production staff noted Lennox arrived late, spoke little, and requested the lighting be changed to cooler tones. The soundcheck was brief and unusually quiet. Technicians were told not to engage unless necessary. Stewart reportedly handled most of the technical preparations while Lennox sat alone backstage. Something was off. The next day, tabloids ran with sensational headlines. Some praised the performance as groundbreaking and avant-garde. Others called it disturbing and off-putting. What no one denied was that it broke the mold of what pop performances were expected to be. There was no glamour, no smiles, no choreography. Just silence, minimalism, and a voice that cut through with surgical precision. In the years that followed, the performance was revisited by critics and fans alike. It became a case study in the use of discomfort as a tool in live music. Scholars in performance studies analyzed it as a deliberate deconstruction of stage persona. The lack of interaction, the lifeless body language, and the haunting delivery were seen as a rejection of industry expectations. Was it breakdown or breakthrough? A calculated artistic gesture, or an unintentional unraveling in real time? No definitive answer was ever given. Lennox and Stewart moved on, continuing to record and tour, and eventually pursuing solo projects. The night was never officially discussed again in detail. But video footage continued to circulate, especially in the internet age, where moments like these are dissected frame by frame. What happened that night? No one can say for certain. But what's clear is that the performance left a mark. It challenged expectations, broke patterns, and forced audiences to reconsider what a live appearance could represent. It wasn't about sales or applause. It was about control, defiance, and ambiguity. It was Eurythmics at their most unfiltered and their most unsettling. And it remains one of the most haunting performances in 1980s pop history.